You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. I had a weekend, man.
Did you know?
I was just in Metropolis, Illinois, and I had a con, and there's a lot of people there, and it was busy. And it's Metropolis. It's the home of Superman. It was a Superman celebration that they do every year. Welling went with me. We did a big Smallville nights. It was delightful. The people were delightful, and I stayed at a casino, a place called Harrah's, where you sleep, and also you can gamble downstairs.
And did you?
I did.
How'd you do?
Not well.
Oh.
See, gambling, Vegas wasn't built on winners, Ryan.
No, it was not.
No, it was not. It was built on idiots like me.
And me.
Yes. Not a good gambler.
No, me neither.
Never have been. But it's a good trait. It's better to be bad at something and learn and say, this isn't for me, than, hey, I got some luck. And because you just never come out on the good side. You just don't.
That can be rough.
It can be rough. Great guest today. Very excited. Just going to get to it here in a second. We'd love you if you enjoy this podcast today. If you're a big Nathan Fillion fan today, why not maybe just give us a shot and listen to us every week? Subscribe. Where can you subscribe, Ryan?
At Inside of You Pod on Twitter, at Inside of You Podcast on Instagram, Facebook.
There you go.
And that is that.
And that is that. I'm not going to beg for people to listen. I feel like the show speaks for itself. I think it's a good show. I think we get good guests. I think they're candid and open conversations. We talk about mental health, and I hope people will stick around and not just come around for the guests that they're here for.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
You could also join Patreon if you'd like, and that supports the podcast in many ways. There are different tiers where I send you packages and a little letter and all this stuff and merch. And you can go to Patreon, patreon.com/inside-you.
That's right.
That's correct.
That's right.
Also, you can go to the merch store. I've got new Inside You zip-ups and drinking glasses and autograph stuff at the Inside of You online store. And if you can if you want to go to support the band, go to sunspin.com and you can get a Zoom with us. You can Zoom with me, all that stuff. I'm on the Cameo. Also, the new podcast is coming out. Yes, big news, the biggest news ever. You're hearing it right now. Tom Welling and I, and also Ryan here is
also
a big
me.
part of it.
I
Ryan
am also part of this.
is part of this.
Uh-huh.
It's a new podcast, and it's called Talkville. It is a rewatch podcast. Tom and I will watch an episode. Ryan will watch an episode, and then on the podcast, we will talk about the episode, what we liked, what we didn't like, what Ryan liked. We will talk freely and openly about each episode in order from the pilot onward. We hope you join us. It's going to be a great time. It already is. We've filmed a few. There's a hotline where you could ask questions, where you have a Patreon that you can join. It's just really exciting.
This is big. This is huge.
Well, let's hope so.
This is what people wanted.
Do you think?
When they heard that you were stepping behind the mic.
Mm-hmm. They thought it was going to be Smallville oriented more, and
I think this is what a lot of people have been itching for a long time.
Well, I hope they watch. I hope they watch, or they hope they listen. July 13th is the big release date. Every Wednesday thereafter, you'll hear and see Talkville, a Smallville rewatch podcast. More news to come, but just put that on your calendar and tell everybody and their mother. Enough about me. Let's get into the guest now. By the way, did you have a good time? Where were you?
I was in England, France, Spain, and then England again. Yeah.
Just brilliant, huh?
Yeah.
Exhausting.
It was a lot. It was in 2 weeks. It felt simultaneously like a month and also like a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It goes by fast, but yet the days are long.
It's just because we only spent 3 nights in a place, and but no, my second cousin once removed got married.
Good for him.
Her, and it was a great wedding. That was nice. Yeah, it's weird to be back.
Well, I know it's weird for me too, and we haven't done the show for a while. You and I haven't done an episode in weeks.
Yeah.
Weeks. And in fact, I'm going to Australia now to do some a convention, Supernova. So I'll be gone for 2 weeks, Perth and Sydney.
We are stockpiling some content.
Yes. So when we get back, we're going to hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get some episodes in the can and do all that. But we have great guests. And this guest today has been a guest before. I love this guy. Love having him on. He handles himself really well. He's always got a lot to talk about. Speaks his mind. There's a couple of things that I asked him about, and he didn't have to think about them and sort of like gauge like, how will I answer Michael?
Mm-hmm.
He answered it how he wanted to answer it, and I like that. He's very forthcoming. He's a talented man. He's also very handsome. It was good to sit across from him in the present.
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's fine.
He's fine. Whatever.
Whatever.
Everybody loves this guy. So without further ado, let's get inside of Nathan Fillion. It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience. Dude.
Yes.
You are like, first of all, are you going to James Gunn's wedding?
Yes.
So am I.
Yeah. Aspen, I've never been up.
Well, here's the thing. I get altitude sickness. So I'm going, but I'm going to have to take some stuff beforehand.
So what has to happen in order for you to get sick? You just elevation?
If I drink without drinking water beforehand, I need to hydrate myself
If you're
first.
in the mountains, is this?
I just remember I went up in a gondola in Aspen once, and I was it was like a celebrity thing. And I remember Cuba Gooding Jr. looked at me and goes, "Oh, damn, Rosenbaum, you're green as shit." Because that's how he sounds. I've been friends with him for a while. But
So nausea is what you feel?
just complete exhaustion and a little nausea, just like absolutely no strength. Like I turned like, you just feel really sick, almost like COVID. Have you had COVID?
Yeah, I got the original.
Brutal. I did too.
Oh,
It was brutal.
that was nuts.
How long did you have it?
3 weeks.
3 weeks of hell?
Yeah.
Did you lose sense of smell and taste?
No, but I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't hold anything down. It was like 4 days of chills, like really, really hard chills, and my back hurt.
Jesus.
And I couldn't focus worth a damn. I couldn't keep anything down. And then just 3 weeks of like the flu.
Was it work? Were you working then?
It was Christmas vacation. So that's how I spent my Christmas.
Are you serious?
Alone in my house with COVID.
What a drag. Have you ever had altitude sickness, or have you never experienced that before?
No.
Because you travel a lot, don't you? You do a lot of crazy things. I see you deep sea diving.
I narked out once. Nitrogen narcosis?
What? Narked out?
Narked out.
Like you consume too much nitrous?
Yes, too much nitrogen.
Nitrogen, yes.
It's in the air we breathe all the time, but when you're scuba diving, you breathe it at concentrated levels. And if you get this, which was weird because I got it after the dive, like the following day, I was reading a magazine and I got it.
What happens?
I felt like I was a mile away. First of all, you feel great. It feels amazing. All these weird things happen. You feel drunk.
You feel high.
But it's super pleasant, so you don't panic. But it's not good because you'll make terrible decisions if you get it while you're scuba diving.
So how long did you have this?
I was probably about 10 seconds, maybe, if that.
Only 10 seconds of just pure euphoria?
If that. Yeah, and I felt like I was miles away from the magazine I was reading on the coffee table.
Did you freak out like, am I having a heart attack?
No, because you feel great. It's part of the thing, is it feels amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
By the way, what would we get James Gunn for his birthday? Because you're always gift guy. But isn't going there enough? I always say if you're invited to a wedding and you go to the wedding, isn't that enough?
I think he'll probably be, if he's not registered, there will be something that says if you care to do something, make a charitable donation. That's a guy who's got everything. He's got everything he could possibly want.
But aren't you a guy that always does something unique?
Yeah, but when appropriate. Yeah, if someone says no gifts, you don't bring a gift.
Did he say no gifts, or we don't know yet?
Well, we don't know yet, but
We
it's
don't know
probably going
yet.
to be a...
Well, maybe if there is a gift, if there isn't a registry, which I'm sure there is, but if not, I'll let you decide, and then I'll give you half of whatever it costs. Although you might go...
If it's up to me,
right,
we're going to get him a sea bob.
A sea bob?
Yeah.
What's a sea bob?
A sea bob, it kind of looks like a jet ski. Those ones with the folding handle that kind of comes up and kids stand on it. That's a jet
That's
ski.
like
Not
$10,000.
Not a Sea-Doo, but it looks like that. But you hang on to it. It's smaller. You hang on to it and you go into water. It's like a motor that pulls you like a
Oh,
rocket
yeah.
ship.
Those aren't that pricey.
Let's get him. We're going to get him one of those.
You think he'd use it?
Nope.
But we would if we ever came to his house and he had
Bingo.
an ocean. If he had an ocean. Because I have used those.
Swimming
I know what
pool.
you're talking about. Those are pretty dope.
There you go.
I was in Florida using one, and it just pulls you around.
There you go.
Just you have one, don't you?
I have like a miniature version for the pool. Yes, of course. Come on.
You're a gadget guy,
You know
Nathan.
it. Yes, yes.
I mean, I went outside, and what did you pull up in? Tell the audience what you pulled up in.
My little Archimoto.
It's called an Archimoto.
It's called an Archimoto.
What is an Archimoto?
It's an electric 3-wheeled open air vehicle with roll cage and crossover seatbelts. So you don't have to wear a helmet. It's got a windshield and a roof, but no doors, no sides.
That had a windshield? Oh, yeah, it did have a windshield. Yeah, you had a windshield, but no sides.
2 wheels in front, 1 wheel in back.
Is it hard to drive?
You know, it does take a little bit of strength to move the wheel. There's a bit of a power assist. If you didn't have it, it would be awful. I wouldn't put my mom behind the wheel or someone with a shoulder injury.
I'd put my mom behind the wheel. I'll tell you that right now.
Terrible. But yeah, it's electric. It's quiet. It's loads of fun. You put your phone into the Bluetooth speakers. You enjoy some tunes while you just drive it open air. It's fantastic.
Do you just have one of those?
Just have one. Yeah.
How many cars do you have?
I
Because I know you're a gadget guy and you
Yeah.
like toys and you
Yes.
like things.
Yes.
And what happens is when you're in this industry and you do well, which you have,
Yes.
and you've worked very hard and you've gotten to where you are, sometimes instead of going out and spending money on, people buy tons of houses and this and that.
Right.
But you like gadgets and toys and cool things like that.
So I was leasing a vehicle. I wanted to go electric. The electric car I wanted wasn't available yet. So I just said, give me that little electric car. And I bought a little electric BMW.
Really?
The little one. The little
Fully
moon bug-
electric.
Yeah, fully electric. Looks like a little moon buggy.
And
It's
do you
so
love
much
it?
fun to drive. It's
And how many miles do you get?
on a charge,
Yeah.
probably about 70.
70 miles on a charge. That's not a lot.
It's not a lot. It has a little generator if you have range anxiety. It has a little generator that'll kick in. It's got like 2 gallons of gas, and if you're out there and you're not within a charge, it'll get you another 50 miles. It's
I just bought an electric truck.
yeah.
Did you see it out there
No,
in the driveway?
that's the electric.
I
truck.
bought a Rivian.
I want to. Oh, we're gonna go. We're gonna climb all over that thing. You're gonna
Yeah,
show me
I
everything.
love it. I sold my truck. I just wanted fully electric. It looked really cool. I waited 3 years for it. Now this company really, they had to push things because COVID. So it was a year,
Yeah,
then it was a year and a half, then 2 years, and I was getting frustrated.
I bet.
And finally, I got the Rivian, and it is everything I could have wanted. It is a beautiful.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I've never been excited. I keep cars for a long time. I have a van for 19
I know your
years.
van very well.
I have a truck for 10 years. I'm not a guy who goes and splurges and buys expensive shit.
Right.
Look at my house. It's like movie posters and just, I live pretty modestly, I think, for the most part.
Well, you have a wonderful home that you built.
thank
with
you.
Your success on Smallville.
yeah,
Right?
Smallville and other stuff, but yeah, mostly Smallville. I would say that was where I was making the big bucks.
That's. I mean, you've built a beautiful spot for yourself. I was just commenting on your house when I came in.
You
how-
like the house. I like that you
what
like
a
the house.
presentation your house is. It's always presentable.
Thank you. It feels lived in too, doesn't it?
Yes, it's homey, yet it's the displays. It boggles the mind, and it really shows where your passions are.
Oh,
That's
cool.
really nice.
But you know what? I always feel like, and I've felt like this my whole life, I was always counting my money. Like in terms of if I worked at McDonald's, which I did, I'd say, okay, I have $160 in the bank. I could live for a week. Now I'm in New York and I'm working at, telecommunications or something, telemarketing. I was a telemarketer. Okay, you have enough to live for 2 weeks. Now you're on Smallville. You could live for some years, and that's how I've lived because I always think tomorrow's going to come and I don't want to.
Do you sit and kind of budget and say, well, this is what my expenditures are and this is how I'm going to this? And this
No, I don't get crazy like that. But I just want to I always think,
You ballpark.
what if you don't want to, because I've questioned what do you really want to do? I mean, do you want to, I like podcasting. I like writing. I like certain things that don't give you the luxury of being super comfortable. But, I don't know. I always, have you been one to worry about tomorrow? Do you always plan ahead? Was there a time when you worried more? And now, because obviously you've been on some big successful TV series.
Yeah, well, I try not to worry too much about it, but I do try to plan for it. It's a fantastic career we've been blessed with, but it can't last forever.
Right.
At one point, this town's going to be done with Nathan Fillion, and it's an expensive city.
It's an expensive city.
I think I'll move on to other places. My big retirement plan. Did I tell you this already? I'm sure I did.
No.
My whole dream and retirement plan is to You ready for this?
Ryan, you ready for this?
Is I just thought the look on your face like
Ryan's interested.
Maybe
No, I
I'll
was
do
trying to remember
this
if we
plan,
had
but
talked
it-
about this
it
before.
sounds like I think we did, right?
We might
Did
have.
we? I don't remember.
Okay, you should go ahead anyway.
The concept is buy these little tiny prefab houses. Get a property somewhere. Put down two or three of these little prefab bloop, bloop, bloop. Oh, you want to come over and visit me on this island in Greece where I bought some land? Please come visit. That's your house right there. You stay over there in that house. I'll stay over here in this house. We'll party over here in the barbecue area. Good night. Good night. You're over there. I'm over here.
Inside of You is brought to you by Freedom Grooming. Don't go anywhere if you've been using razors other than the razor I'm about to tell you about. It's just simply amazing, Ryan.
Yeah.
I was Lex Luthor for 7 years, and I had to shave my head, and I had nicks and ingrown hairs and cuts, and just, it was a horror movie. It really was. And unfortunately, I didn't have the Freedom Grooming Flex Series electric shaver, which is uniquely designed to flex and contour to the curve of your head for a smoother, faster, and safer shave without the risk of nicks, cuts, irritation, or ingrown hairs. While our grooming products work anywhere on the body, our strongest demographic is with our bald community, and our advertising speaks to them. We are proudly supporting our hair-free customers and their journey to baldhood. You guys must give these guys a shot. It's going to change your world, shaving with these guys. Get the smoothest shave of your life. Flexible blades contour to the shape of your head for a baby smooth shave every time.
Shave 50% more hair in a single stroke compared to traditional razors. Expect shave times of 2 to 3 minutes, not 10 to 15.
I spent so much time shaving my head, Ryan.
I bet.
So much time when I was bald. It took me forever. And if I only had this then. Never cut yourself shaving again. The Flex Series Safeguard technology means no nicks, no ingrown hairs, no problems.
And the Flex Series waterproof design means you can shave in the shower with or without shaving cream. So you can shave wet or dry.
And 10,000 five-star reviews. You just need to listen up. This is going to change your life. Change your life. Stop deli slicing your scalp with traditional razors. Try Freedom today or get it as a gift with your exclusive 20% off by going to freedomgrooming.com/inside. That's freedomgrooming.com/inside. Take it from someone who was bald for quite a long time. freedomgrooming.com/inside. Inside of You is brought to you by Magic Spoon. The reason they're still a sponsor of mine is because they know how much I love them, and they know how much my listeners love them. And thank you for supporting Magic Spoon, because as a child, we all wanted cereal. We wanted to eat sugary, tasty cereal every day. And as we grow up, the doctor tells you that your cholesterol is really high, or this is bad, or your blood sugar, whatever it is. It's not good. And what happens? We shy away from cereals now, right? We don't eat them as much. We're like, oh, I guess I'll have like some yogurt in the morning or something. But you don't have to. Now you don't have to, because there's Magic Spoon. And Magic Spoon, let me just tell you a little bit about this. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Only 140 calories a serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. Build your own box. Tell us about the 9 available flavors to build your very own custom bundle.
You can do it with cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cookies and cream, maple waffle, blueberry muffin, cinnamon roll, and honey nut.
Even more exciting, Magic Spoon just brought back their cereal bars. They were so popular, they brought them back permanently. It's the perfectly convenient on-the-go companion for your cereal. You need to take it from me, because a lot of people have asked me, friends have asked me and emailed me, is this stuff that good? Try it. Taste Magic Spoon. You're going to see that you can enjoy cereal and have like a nice, beautiful breakfast every morning. Go to magicspoon.com/IOU to grab a custom bundle of cereal, and be sure to use our promo code IOU at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So guess what, Ryan? If you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. No questions asked. Remember, Get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/IOU and use the code IOU to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring my podcast. And now a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. One of my favorite sponsors, by the way. Ryan, what does burnout mean to you? Not like you see these guys that are burnouts.
No,
like
that's different.
It's completely different.
Just being depleted.
Depleted of energy.
Overworked.
Not making enough time for yourself.
Yep.
Have you guys felt burnt out? I know I have. I constantly feel burnt out. It feels to me like I just don't have energy to do anything. And, you've got to take time for yourself. You've got to pay attention to your body, your mind, and BetterHelp is there for us. Ryan, I know, still uses BetterHelp. A lot of my listeners, listen to BetterHelp. Life can be overwhelming. It sure can. And many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, irritability, fatigue, and more. We associate burnout with work, but that's not the only cause. Any of our roles in life can lead us to feel burned out. BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. I don't know how many times I say this on the podcast. Be good to you. Be good to yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. I know that I get so in my head that I sometimes don't know what to do next. I'm overwhelmed with life. I'm overwhelmed, and I just tend to go back in the bedroom and just fall on my bed and try to sleep it off instead of dealing with my shit. Mm-hmm. If I could say that. I don't think BetterHelp cares. It's real stuff here I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But talking to a therapist, talking to someone who's objective, someone who can, who will listen to you, who's a professional, it helps. It really, truly helps. And don't take my word for it. Take Ryan's word for it. Take all the patrons and all the people around the world that use BetterHelp.
Yeah.
Take their word for it.
Yeah.
BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, I can tell you that, especially living out here in California. You can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. And our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/inside. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/inside. Do you have sort of a dream to have, like I always had this dream of like a certain amount of friends that we just buy a block and we live on a block and we live happily ever after?
Yeah, building little compounds. That's my dream. But having them in different, I want something outside of Vancouver. I would like something.
Edmonton?
Edmonton's a little chilly. I don't know.
That's where you're from, right?
It's where I'm from.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite Canadian city.
It's
I
freezing.
love it. It holds a lot of, wonderful memories for me. It's a great city.
Big mall.
I'm just not fond of the weather. Is really
right. The weather's hard. Right. But do you have a certain amount of friends, like you could say right off the top of your head, like I would want to live next to these guys?
Sure.
Would one of them be your brother?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you travel with your brother, don't you?
Yeah. We just got back from a nice little, he came here to LA. First, his daughters came out. I was visiting with them. One went back. Then he arrived in town. The other went home. He and I took off to New York and then to the Bahamas.
What do you do in the Bahamas?
We scuba dive and we barbecue.
Is it just awesome?
Yeah, it's great. Just being in a nice spot that's really peaceful and beautiful and doing something fun like diving. Like that's an adventure.
It scares me. I don't think I'll ever do it.
Scarier than it's jumping in the water in the ocean is much scarier than jumping underwater in the ocean. This whole thing of floating on top, not knowing what's inside and what's underneath, you just whatever it is.
So you're more comfortable under the water,
it is, right? It's starving for human flesh. You don't know what's under there, but you put on your goggles, you get down there. There's a lot more peace.
Have you swam with sharks?
Yes.
With sharks next to you, not in a cage.
Yes.
How terrifying is that?
It's the first couple times it happens, you go, oh my God, there's a shark. And what about it? And then you realize they really don't have a lot of interest in you. And then you wish they could get a little closer, you get a better picture. They're totally cool.
Have you ever had an experience?
I've never been in the water with anything, on the list of like man eaters. the tigers, the bulls, the hammerheads, the great
The
whites.
whites.
Yeah, I've never been in the water in that kind of a situation. But yeah, sharks. Yes.
But you've been right up to a shark.
Right
You've
up.
pet a shark.
I've been close enough. I could have reached out and touched a shark. Yes.
They
recommend
explain,
against it.
how do you feel when you're underwater with a shark? Is your heart racing? Or are you just completely calm at this point?
In the beginning, you get kind of conditioned and down, and then when they get a little closer, there's a lot of excitement, yes, but also the whole key to scuba diving is, breathe easy, be relaxed, expend very little energy. You don't want to be excited around a shark that senses excitement in the water.
Right, right. The thing that freaks me out is when they say every X amount of feet you have to stop and recalibrate, or what the fuck is it?
Equalize?
When you're equalize.
As you go deeper, the water is pushing on any air cavities, like the ones in your ears.
Right.
So you pop your nose a little bit and you equalize that pressure.
See, I think I would make a mistake and I would implode. I'd implode.
You'd start to feel the squeeze. You go, oh, hang on a second.
And then you just hold your nose and kind of.
Just get a little pop, like you would on an airplane.
Did you ever make a mistake where you start to feel that? That pressure, that.
It's kind of like if you stay ahead of it. It's when you're going down. You start to, when you're acting, there are so many things that you know how to do just intrinsically. You'd never turn your back on the camera. You'd never block a light on somebody else.
Well,
there's things there's things that you've learned in the beginning where it's like, oh my God, I have to keep track of all these different things.
Right.
But now you just do them. So as you go down, you know the pressure's going to come, so you kind of stay ahead of it. It's easier to stay ahead.
You know, I like having Nathan on the podcast because I learn a lot. I do. He knows a lot of things. You're well read, well versed. I would say. You
Street smarts.
Well, you're street smart, but you also like to know things. Are you a reader?
I wish I was a better reader. I can only read as fast as I can move my lips. So
Is that true?
that slows everything down. I prefer fiction. I like to absorb it. I go slow. I move slow through books.
Right.
Yeah.
You talk about all this stuff like, having a place in Greece, having a place in Vancouver, or doing all these things. But I look at you as someone that I don't think this guy will ever stop working. I mean, for someone to do a show like Castle for what, 7 years?
8, thank you.
8 years, and then get on a show like The Rookie for 4 years now.
Well, we just did 4. We got picked up for 5.
Okay, picked up for 5.
Yeah.
You're in the lead. I can't imagine being the lead on a series as a 50-year-old man, which I will soon be. So I look at you as someone like going, well, when is he going to retire? When is he going to be done? This guy's going to go on forever.
I wish it were up to me.
Right? Yeah, it is up to you.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like I say, you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to do a cop drama. Next I'm going to do it. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that.
But what happens when they throw an offer out there? Isn't it easy to also say no?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you're in a position to say no, I don't think we often are.
I think you're always in a position to say no. If you've done one series, you've probably made enough money to at least be comfortable.
Well, that's a short list of people who have done a series and are comfortable enough to say no to a job. Before Castle, I wasn't comfortable saying no to jobs.
Right, before Castle.
I needed money.
Right,
got to live.
Of course.
Got to live.
So is there an end game? Is there a certain time where you're like, you know what? This is when I'm going to retire. Have you ever thought of that? Like, I don't want to act anymore. Or will you be 85 and still going strong?
I think it'll be a feeling I get. I think it'll be apparent.
Right.
And I think at that point, I don't think I'm going to stop altogether. I think someone's going to call me up and say, hey, we need a guy to play the grandpa for the such and such. How would you feel about coming in and being the guy who, it'll be a cute, we're rebooting something. We're rebooting Castle. You're going to be the grandpa. You only got like 5 episodes or something.
Would you do like a reboot?
Yeah, where I play the grandpa of Castle? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm in a reboot like 5 years from now when they're like, hey, we want to do a movie of Castle. Or we want to do...
I think I would be happier if I was farther away from that.
Because it's so close still.
It's so close still. I
Right.
feel like I've done it like crazy.
Right.
But point being, if this town needs me, it'll be like in short spurts. I won't have to live here. I'll get a call and I'll say, yeah, I can come in. I'll fly in and I'll maybe have a little place here. I won't keep my house here. I would maybe rent that out. Or
Do you think you're close to perhaps moving away from Los Angeles? Because That's sort of like what people are doing nowadays. Especially with COVID happening. I have a lot of friends. My friend Chris has gone off to Atlanta. My friend Tom Welling just moved to Northern California, like way northern.
There's a lot of things that people can do to work remotely right now. I think we're all discovering that. I'm really interested in the folks that are going off to these little islands in the tropics that have good Wi-Fi. And that's their new life.
That's what you're excited about?
They're living in a shack on a beach somewhere instead of going to an office in some, Mideastern state. I think that's fantastic.
Wow.
Grow your horizons, man.
Inside of You is brought to you by Shopify. I don't know what I would do without Shopify. When I first started with the Inside of You online store, my podcast has a store. The Inside of You online store. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know, do you have to build something? Do you have to build some kind of website? Do you have to? Shopify makes it so easy to sell your products. I started out with a t-shirt, I believe. You guys remember. Or a mug. And now I've got like 30, 40 products. It's easy to navigate. It's easy to know what product's doing really well, what products aren't doing as well. It tells you how many, if you have how many you have left, your quantity. It does everything for you. It tells you what you're making at the end of the month. It tells you which products are making the most money, yada, yada, yada. I love Shopify. I couldn't do the podcast without them. They really helped me. I've had very little issues at all. And if I ever have an issue, they respond to me so quickly. So look, Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronize online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed.
Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility.
Like Inside of You, Shopify powers millions of businesses from first sale to full scale. Reach customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more.
Gain insights as you grow with the detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond.
Shopify is more than a store, folks. Connect with your customers, drive sales, manage your day-to-day. Shopify instantly lets you accept all major payment methods. So, go to shopify.com/inside, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features. Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/inside right now. Shopify.com/inside. Inside You is brought to you by Helix Sleep. I don't know what you're sleeping on, but if you're waking up and you're feeling like crap, if you're just waking up and going, gosh, I can't sleep, you sound like freaking Napoleon Dynamite. It's the worst sleep ever. God, it's the worst, man. There's nothing worse than a bad night's sleep. It just, your whole day's ruined. I can barely get through the days as is. I need to sleep. And what do we do most of our lives, Ryan?
We spend most of our lives sleeping. And you said ruined.
Ruined?
Ruined.
Can't you say ruined?
I guess so.
Yeah. I said ruined. But look, Helix Sleep is great because, you contact these guys and you take a sleep quiz. Now, this isn't a quiz that I failed all quizzes. This is a quick quiz designed to find out what's best for you. And that quiz takes no time at all. It takes 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep.
Everybody's unique, and Helix knows that, so they have several different mattress models to choose from. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses. Mattress is great for cooling you down if you sleep hot, and even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-size sleepers.
I'm a medium mattress sleeper. That's me. Not too soft, not too hard, right down the old middle.
Strike me as a medium.
Yeah, because I've had back problems, and the Helix mattress really helps me out.
Nice.
I would recommend that if, look, everybody's different, so, take the quiz for crying out loud. It's been awesome getting messages from so many of you telling me how Helix really helps you guys, and that makes me feel good because I'm not the only one that's feeling that. It's a lot of people. If you're looking for a mattress, just take the quiz. order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. You don't ever need to go to a mattress store again, because who wants to go to a damn mattress store? Helix is awesome, and you don't need to take my word for it. It was awarded the #1 best overall mattress pick of 2020 by GQ and Wired magazine. And all you have to do is go to Helix, Helix, sleep.com/inside. Take their 2-minute sleep quiz. They'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. And they have a 10-year warranty, and you get to try it out for 100 nights risk-free. They'll even pick it up for you if you don't love it, but you will. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/inside. That's helixsleep.com/inside for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows. How often do you vacation? How often do you take a break in a year?
Well, typically at Christmas and during hiatus, so twice a year.
Twice a year. And you would say you probably work 10 months a year on The Rookie?
Ish, yeah. This year for sure, yes.
How do you stay positive? How do you stay
I positively love my job. That actually is easy, that part.
You love your job.
I really do.
You wake up and you go, here we
I
go.
go. Yeah, I'm not saying like, oh my God.
That's so, you're so lucky.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
How do you do that?
Not every job is as stress-free and kind, and we've built a community.
Well, I always say this because I've heard this, is like the lead actor sets the sort of the mood of the show.
Listen, I've been the lead actor on stressful jobs. I haven't changed at all. Sometimes it's just there's a cornucopia of things that can happen to make it stressful. Sometimes it's stressful beyond your control.
Right.
I wish it were up to me every time.
Was Castle stressful?
Castle was stressful, just if not just for the schedule alone. It was an intense schedule.
5 days a week or 6 days a week? But just
5 and sometimes 6.
And how did you cope with that?
Not well. You can look at photos of me during that time and just get kind of more tired and bloated as years go on.
Well, how did you get through it? Because there's been moments where I've seen other actors or I've seen myself going, how am I going to get through this?
Yeah. How do you?
I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. Have
time
you ever
passes and then eventually there's a light at the end of the tunnel and then you kind of aim at that and then when it ends, that's the thing. It's finite, right?
Right.
It's not going to last forever. You can make it.
Well, what about therapy? Do you go to therapy?
I've gone to therapy. I don't feel any pressing problems that are haunting me. I'm a pretty happy guy.
You are a pretty happy guy, aren't you?
I'm pretty chill.
Who do you talk to when you have things on your mind? Like, who is it?
My brother all the time. I got a couple of buddies I'll talk to. Alan Tudyk I'll talk to.
Alan, good old Alan.
Tudyk, yeah. We've been buddies for a long time.
Yeah. Since Serenity?
Before that, Firefly.
Firefly.
And before that, he was my burrito waiter in New York City when I was working on a soap and he was attending Juilliard. He was my my favorite burrito place. We realized years later
that he worked there.
That he worked there while I was attending. He was actually my waiter on more than one occasion.
He told you that?
We realized together. We kind of came to that.
And now you've been friends for how long?
Only 20 years.
20 years. That's a long time. You're 51 now. You don't look 51.
Keep talking.
You don't look 51.
Keep talking.
I'm going to be 50 in July.
Yeah.
Do you feel, I know you've only been there a short time, but do you feel like the 50s are going to be the best years of your life? Because I hear different things. 50s are great, 60s are great, because the 40s weren't great for me.
Sorry.
I'm not asking for sorry. I'm just wondering how the 50s are so far for you, and are you looking forward to them?
Yeah, so far so good, man. I'm probably one of the luckier people you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to look back at life and say, oh, at that point in time, I was in the perfect position. I can look back. I thought I had, all these problems. I really didn't. I was in the perfect position. I remember I was on a sitcom for a little while.
Two girls and a guy?
That was the one.
In a pizza place?
Oh, yeah. Two guys and a girl in a pizza place.
Two guys and a girl in a pizza place. Right.
And I was in the perfect position. I wish I took advantage of it better than I did.
What did you do that you would change?
What I didn't do, that incredible schedule of the sitcoms, I should have been traveling every 3 weeks. I should have taken off to some crazy, wonderful location. I didn't take advantage of that incredible schedule.
But now you're making up for that. and going
I
to all these
try.
places,
I don't
right?
have that kind of schedule anymore, but it's a kinder schedule than something I'm used to. We have a fantastic cast.
Right.
Everybody, the whole conceit of that show. We're talking about the Rookie now. We're talking everybody.
Are we
everybody
we're back
at
in the Rookie?
Now we're talking about the Rookie.
All right.
The whole conceit is that I'm the old guy.
Right.
So everybody there is, by nature of the story, younger than me. There was a lot to potentially contend with a bunch of younger actors, but we've got these pros, these people who just come to work and they just know exactly what they're doing. They find challenges in different ways because the job itself is not a challenge. Oh, we can make this work better. If I switch that, would you like to say that line instead? That way it's not across the room and you can just say it to her. And that way people are solving problems all the time. They bring their A game every day. The show can rest heavily on the shoulders of any one of them at any time.
Do you have a smaller, not a smaller part? You're the lead.
Yes.
You
I
do.
Yes, I do.
So you have scenes you're not in.
Yeah.
A lot of scenes.
That's it. The story branches out into different adventures. So yes, by nature, every scene I'm not in, that's an afternoon I'm not at work. It's
because
fantastic.
Castle was every scene, every day.
Scene, every day.
You lost 8 years of your life. Let's admit it. People, you pay the devil. In other words, people say, so you're on a show, you're making money, but you do sacrifice. I'm just letting everyone know that you do sacrifice. 8 years of his life, he didn't have any time. So those 8 years were gone.
Yeah.
They were just working.
Now, again, it's hard to complain because it's.
I'm complaining for you. That's what I'm doing.
You are building a foundation for
Sure.
and there is sacrifice. But yeah, I had friends call me up and say, "Hey, are we okay?" And like, I never heard from you anymore. Like, you and everyone else, I don't have any time. I don't have any time.
All right, so I see that you really enjoy this. You do this for years to come.
I could squeeze in a few more years of this real easy. Yeah, I could. Yes.
Do you want to direct?
I don't have the eye. I don't.
What do you mean you don't have the? I don't believe that.
You have to understand. Oh, well, let's shoot this like this. That way, it's a faster scene. Or let's make sure we get a shot of this coming. Because to tell the story and the through line of the whole thing and how speed and is important and bring this forward. I don't.
Have they asked you?
Sure, they've said, "Do you have any interest?" And they kind of give a squinty, weirdy look. No, I don't. Don't worry about me.
Too much work.
It's a lot of
It's
work.
like, I'm already working.
Yeah, listen, God bless you. If you can do it, fantastic. And I've seen people do it well. Do you direct?
I directed an episode of Smallville. I directed a feature film. I directed a couple shorts. I'm going to probably direct a horror movie.
How were you received when you directed?
I think people really came to bat. For me. They really worked hard for me. I'm fun to be around. I was working on a low budget. I really am, for the most part, a lot of fun to be around. But I'll tell you, that's what's debilitating when you're always trying to appease everybody, please everybody, And I shot a movie where it was in my hometown, so everybody was coming to see me, and I was the lead actor in the movie, and I would never do that again. But I felt like I do have an eye. I could do this. I wish I had a little bit of a better script. I wish I had more time. There's certain things when you're shooting 100 pages in 16 days or something, in the middle of Indiana with no tax credit. And, I'm not, no excuses, but I'm like, if I could do that, I could do anything. I really feel that way. But I felt like I'm pretty good to work with. I don't think people would say, God, he was hard to work with. I don't think you'll ever hear that. Do you think people would ever say that about you?
I don't.
I'm sure there were moments where I was a little diva. There were moments, I'm sure on Smallville, where I was just upset about something and I was, I didn't take it out on anybody, but I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with that guy?
Yeah, I wonder what people say. I think by and large, I think I'm
a good guy.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people would say he's a little tense today. You're a little tense.
I've had days where I'm more quiet than other days, just maybe might be tired or sick or something like that, but I don't know. I don't try not to bring stress to work.
Right.
It's just a job. We're just make believe, guys.
And you try to work with people that you enjoy working with.
I do try to do
That's the good thing about being a lead, because you can make those decisions. We're like, hey, this person brings us down. Let's get rid of this guy.
Oh, is that what you do?
No, but yeah. Yeah. I have done that before. Not with an actor, but with crew guys, where it was just like, hey, these guys are chauvinistic. They're telling horrible jokes on set in front of people.
Well, there's HR.
Let's get them out of here. Let's get them out. Let's go bring the ship down. Let's get these guys out. Stuff like that. Or, you know, it's hard. I mean, do you ever have guest stars that come in and they just, they just can't do it? They're too nervous. They're too stressed out. You have to kind of babysit them, or?
I think a stressed out person you can deal with pretty easy. It's when someone comes in and isn't very gracious or kind. That's when
You've had that.
It's so rare. It's so rare. But yeah, it happens. It's so rare.
Right.
But
do you step up as like the lead guy saying,
there's not much people will do in front of me.
Really?
That's what I've learned. That
it's always when you're not on set.
My experience at work is different from other people's experience at work. I have learned this much. What are you talking about? This place is great. Like, yeah, for you. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes that can be an issue. So I think people are tend to be well behaved around me, but
right.
Listen, I tend to come to work and be prepared and do an okay job and be relaxed. And if people are relaxed, they do their best work.
Yeah. Serenity and Firefly. If talking about reboots, would you do it? You've been asked a million times, but would you do that?
Why wouldn't I do that? It was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's terrible.
And then this whole fan base. I mean, a huge fan base. You go to cons.
Yeah.
How many people? What percentage want to talk about Serenity or Firefly?
I'll tell you, I couldn't. I mean, at this point, you have so many projects. People really rarely go to just the one, so they'll list off a bunch. But I'll say this: I used to be able to spot a Firefly fan. I used to say, "Oh, clearly."
Is it the shirt? Is it the uniform?
Typically, a generational thing. Yeah, you'd think you would know, and that's now a thing of the past. I no longer have that gauge where I can say, "Oh, that's a Castle fan and that's a Firefly fan." That's because it's just now the Castle fans have. Everyone's gotten older. First of all, everybody's gotten old along with me.
Right.
So my kind of the generational thing is gone. But I'll be surprised how many grandmas were huge fans of Firefly.
Really?
Yeah, I'll peg them for a Castle right off the bat, and they'll say, "Oh, that was good, but Firefly."
Wow.
Right?
Maybe they saw Castle and they go, "I got to see everything else this guy's in," and then they go back and they watch all this stuff.
Isn't that nice that we're in a entertainment kind of not a paradigm. We're just in a situation where if I like that actor, I'm going to watch everything they've ever done and press a button and off you go.
And they can do that. That's a beautiful thing.
Right.
I have a problem though. I sound like a grandfather. I do have a problem with the amount of shows that are on television.
You have a problem because you can never remember your Netflix password.
That's not entirely untrue. But seriously, it's just like it used to be where it's just like there's a prestige, there was a coolness, now it's like, have you seen this? No. Have you seen that? No. It's on this channel. What channel's that? Peacock? There's millions of platforms, and this is great. This is great for actors, and it's great for. I'm not saying it's not great. It's just like, oh my God, what's good anymore?
Pretty soon they'll all consolidate into 3.
Do you think?
And then those 3 will be like back in the
old
days.
NBC, ABC, CBS.
Battle of the Network Stars. Remember those?
Oh, yeah. That would be amazing. Yeah, we'll have a big softball game. Be amazing. Do you, I think at this point in your career, at 50, I mean, you're young, but I think you deserve a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Have you not had that yet?
No, I don't have that. No.
I mean, 2 successful, huge series, network series. I mean, the world knows you. It's like at this point, how do you get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
That's a good question. There's a process, I'm sure, that I've never actually participated in.
Yeah.
But I went to a ceremony once. That was
For who?
Ryan Reynolds got a star.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I can understand that, right?
Yeah.
And you went there. He invited you?
Yeah, I got an invite.
Are you guys still friends? Good friends?
Yeah, we're buddies, yes.
You still talk?
Yes, we still talk.
Do you go see his family?
I haven't seen him in an awfully long time. Listen,
Right.
we're both busy working on different coasts.
Right.
He's got a family. But it's one of those love lost relationships.
But I think I've heard that the Hollywood Walk of Fame, somebody has to pay the $25,000 for the star. Somebody has to step up and say, "I'm going to pay the $25,000 or the $50,000, and you can get a star."
So we could right now start a GoFundMe for Michael Rosenbaum's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, do we get to pick where it goes? Does it go right in front of
Mine would end up
Mans, or
mine would end up like on fucking
down there on
Los Feliz.
Ivar and
Yeah, further. It's like, what is this star out here? Who's
what's
this
all this
Michael
brown
Rosenbaum?
stuff on my
I
star?
think this is my rabbi. This Rosenbaum guy. What the hell is he doing here? I don't know. I don't understand it. Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
The detachable kid, TDK.
TDK.
James Gunn recently said, maybe I'm misquoting, but something like, hey, he didn't die. Is that true?
That's true. Critical condition was my the last you hear of my my character's plight.
Why do you think he said that? Why do you think he said that?
I think it's important to be accurate when people are making assumptions about.
He was ripped apart.
What?
I saw the movie.
That was his thing. He did. That was his ability.
He can be detached and then reattached.
It comes right back together.
I think he might have said that because he wants to bring you back somewhere.
Listen, no one's arguing with that.
How is it? How much do you love working with James Gunn? You guys have had a relationship. I've had a relationship a long time, but you've had a relationship probably longer.
Probably just like maybe 8 months longer.
Maybe 8 months.
Yeah, I think we're right about the same time. But I met James auditioning for Slither.
That's right.
And as I was leaving the room, I said, "Where are you guys going to film this?" And he said, "Vancouver." I said, "Oh, I'm Canadian." He said, "Is that right?" He wrote it down. Oh, Canadian. And I think I think that's how I got the role because, hiring local
cheaper
is a big deal.
You'll live in Vancouver while we're shooting this. We'll pay you a lot less. We'll pay you in Canadian.
It's not about how much you get paid. I think it's about the tax credit stuff.
Oh, tax credit stuff.
Yeah.
But you guys had a great working relationship?
Oh, my God. First of all, he loves his job. And he's really, really good at it. He really enjoys telling stories and just dreaming up these crazy, kooky things and then making them happen.
Sure.
And he sees it all unfolding in front of him after all this, build up and creating and putting it all together. And then finally the pieces come together and he's so jazzed about it. And when this broke down and this won't work and this guy can't do it and now this isn't working right and it all falls apart, he doesn't fall apart. He just kind of laughs and says, "Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. Look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, okay.
You've seen that happen where it's like, holy shit, the days could be ruined.
Absolutely.
Everything could be thrown away.
Absolutely.
And he steps up.
When it's watching someone, do a job that's easy is great. And watching how much fun they have, that's fantastic. Watching someone deal with adversity, I think you see far more of their character and integrity. And that's where I think one of the many places James excels.
That makes me think, right when you said that, it makes me think about myself. How I deal with adversity. I'm pretty good, but
do you lose your temper?
No. I sort of like there was one instance on set that we had to block shoot because it was raining and we couldn't do things on sticks and we had to shoot in one direction for 10 pages, everything in that direction, and then turn around.
That's stressful.
And I was completely lost. Like I couldn't, it was hard for me to understand what was happening. It was just very, and that's what first ADs are for, and that's what your DP is for if you have good ones. And I remember going, "Hey, Bradley," and my first AD, I said, "Hey, come here for a second. Let's have a conversation." And I just looked at him and I go, "I don't know what the fuck to do." They go, all right. Well, this is difficult. They said it was, this is hard. Let's figure it out. I go, yeah, because my mind doesn't work like this. I'm more linear. This is hard to fathom, to shoot everything in this direction and remember exactly. It's like, all right, well, let us help you. And that was I felt like that was a good decision, as opposed to just going, all right, here's what we're going to do. And because I think I would have failed. I needed help at this moment. It only happened one day, but I felt it did make me feel like a failure, even though I know it was so hard on myself.
It sounds like you did everything right.
I know, but I remember I was like, you can't do this by yourself. You're a grown fucking man. You can't fucking handle this.
Boy, if that's whose voice is that? Is that
the inner child?
Your child talks like that?
No, I don't have a child. But it's like the inner me
I mean, your
that
inner
you can't
child.
do. The inner
Yeah,
child, you can't do.
That's how he talks to you?
He's sometimes.
You send that kid to his room.
Yeah, you go to your fucking room, kid.
Relax about this stuff.
Yeah. Are you not? Do you ever get like that where you have to ask for help? Where you're just
All
like,
the time.
you do.
Oh my God, I rely heavily on the people around me. Come on.
You do.
They're all hired.
It seems
to
like
do,
you always have your shit together. Like you always know what to do.
Listen, you can micromanage and you can try to do everybody's job, but they're amazing at their job. They bring years and years of experience. Rely on them. Trust them.
All right.
Trust them.
Hey,
Let's work for you.
Will we ever get married?
You
Not
and
you and me. Yeah. No, yeah, not us. But do you think, is it something like, you ask people, you're like, you're going to ever get married. Some people are like, why? Why get married? What is, unless you're going to have children, why do I need to get married?
I have a very rich single life. I think you do too.
Sure.
You're not sitting here lonely in your house, despondent or anything like
Sometimes.
that. Oh, sorry, man.
Sometimes I get lonely and I think, God, I wish I had someone
To share this thing
all the
with,
time.
Yeah, true,
because
sure.
here's what happens. Here's how I think. My friends are all married or they have relationships, most of them. And when I'm like, hey, let's go to the beach. They're like, it's Tuesday at noon, dude. We're working. And I'm like, oh yeah, fuck your work. I'm like, no, we can't. We can't do it. So I'm like, God, I need someone with me that I can go on these adventures and do these things.
What if they're working too?
Yeah, that's true. That's a problem.
You're gonna have a job,
There you
probably.
go. You just solved it. But go ahead. You're going to say something. So,
I was going to say, if in 10 years' time the two of us aren't married, let's promise each other to hunt each other for sport.
to hunt each other for sport.
Is that? Did you just agree?
I was hoping you'd say let's just get married. Let's live
Oh.
together. I'll be your buddy. I'll be your Gilligan.
I didn't mean to. The signals.
Hey guys, I'm Tom Welling. I used to play Clark Kent on Smallville.
I'm Michael Rosenbaum. I used to play Lex Luthor on Smallville. Join us every week as we go back.
Way back.
I'm excited.
I know.
Are you?
Can't wait.
Join Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum every week as they rewind every episode of Smallville and discuss their experiences with friends, fans, and co-stars. Talkville, the ultimate Smallville podcast.
Oh man! All right, look, this is called Shit Talking with Nathan Fillion.
How dare you?
We did this before.
My mom watches this.
Does she? Will she watch this?
Oh, yeah.
She will.
Oh.
Does your mom watch everything you've done?
Yeah, I think she tries. Yeah,
Every episode of Castle.
Heck yeah, oh, yeah.
How many episodes of Castle did you do? Let me guess. I'm going to guess you did 190.
That sounds close. I don't know.
You don't know how many
I-
episodes
no,
you
I
did?
don't.
They didn't have a 150th episode party?
Maybe. It was a cake once. or
How
twice.
many rookie episodes have you done?
I don't know that either.
You don't remember the cakes? For God's sake. This is making me laugh. This is good. This is good. This is called Shit Talking with Nathan Fillion. These are my lovable patrons who keep the podcast afloat. You're amazing. I love you. If you want to join Patreon, I'll message you back. Patreon.com/inside of you. Nathan's trying to reach the camera. It's way up there. Is he lifting his head? There's his head. There it is. This is from Claudine. How much fun was it playing a head in Santa Clarita Diet?
Okay. So I did the first season of Santa Clarita Diet. I did a couple episodes there. Had a wonderful time. I was really dying to work with Tim Oliphant and Drew Barrymore. It was something I really, really wanted to do.
Wow.
And I was able to do it and had a wonderful time.
Were they kind?
Oh my gosh.
Was Timothy kind?
Like you can't even believe.
Really?
Better than you'd hope. It was one of those guys.
Wow. And Drew?
So sweet. So sweet.
How long did
so
you work on the
kind.
show?
Oh, a couple episodes, 2, maybe 2, 3.
And you had a
2,
blast.
Had a great time. Had a great time.
I like it.
I
like hearing that.
Coming back, they had pre-filmed all the scenes with a little dummy head. And then I got all this makeup done to look like a bodiless head, and then sat in a structure that held my head in place.
Oh,
And
claustrophobia.
You had a couple cameras on me, and they ran the scenes, and I did my lines against the pre-filmed scenes. So it was just me in this weird chair with my head restricted, and you can't even move your head. I realized as an actor, I moved my head.
I move my head quite a bit.
It's a bit of a crutch.
Were you claustrophobic at all?
Not claustrophobic. No, you're not closed in. It's just that you can't move. You're just kind of limited to what you can potentially do.
Were you sitting there going, do I look stupid? Does this look right?
It just sucked a bit of the process and the fun out of it. That's all. It was it great as a product? Yes, I think it worked out really great, and I'm glad they included me, but it was not nearly as fun as the first season.
Drew seems like someone who would mess up a lot of their lines and just have fun with it and just laugh a lot.
No, she seemed to be more prepared and trying nuances, and she was really into her character, and she would try fine little pieces and wonderful little melodies, and she's harder working than she is forgetful.
Is she easy to have a crush on? You can understand why people have crushes on her.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh my God, yeah.
You instantly were like,
crushable.
oh my God. Crushable.
Yeah. But because she's so kind too. She's kind to everybody. She knows everybody's names.
That's so important. I have a feeling you know everybody's name too.
That's one of the things you really, really try to do. Really try to do. I always haze the new guy too.
Do you too?
Yeah.
The new camera operator. Or
whoever
it is.
They go, hey, I'm David. Nice to meet you. What do you do for us? Oh, I'm going to be the new such and such. Oh, great. Welcome. I'm really glad you're here. I think you're going to have a good time. Hey, everybody. New guy, look me right in the eyes. And everybody goes, oh, what are you doing? I said, yeah, we're going to need new Dave.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
that's great. Trivia question. What's your camera operator's name on The Rookie?
We have a number of them. One of my favorites is Cody.
Cody.
Yeah.
See, right there, pulled it out of his head. Most actors couldn't do that, Ryan. I've worked with many actors who were on set for years with the same crew guys who couldn't tell you their effing names.
Now, here's another one. While we're at work, if I see someone on a coffee break over there and they've got their mask pulled down and they're having a coffee and a muffin and they're eating something, I have no clue who they are. When they put their mask back on, I go, oh, it's
Ted.
There you go.
Ted from accounting.
That's where we are now. I have been working with some people now for 2 years. I've never seen their face, aside from their
That's sad.
Sad and kind of weird when you finally see their mouth.
And it's kind of crazy that you recognize them with the mask on.
That's all you've got. You don't recognize them with the mask off. It's hard to place. Like, who is that?
Sophie, if you had to lip sing a song to save your life, what would it be?
Lip sync a song to save my life.
Would it be 80s? Want to narrow it down to the 80s?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good call,
I
good
would do
call.
certainly something from the 80s. Let's do Take On Me.
So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but that's me. I'm stumbling away. That's a good one. I like it.
I hope I would have time to prepare before that.
Mike R says, are you going to Michael Rosenbaum's 50th birthday party in July? Oh, I'm asking you. That was me.
Oh.
You want to come?
Yeah.
Will you be here? July. It's on a Sunday night.
I have a wedding in July. If it's on a,
I hope it's not. It's going to be fun. And we get the Spasmatics to play. You came to my last birthday
I don't
party.
think you can call them that.
Can you not? Can you not say Spaz anymore? Jesus, where are we? DJ Kento. This. We already answered this, buddy. Sorry about this, but the detachable kid made it out alive by the end of the movie. Any chance we'll see TDK on the next season of Peacemaker?
If James knows what's good for him.
Yep, I knew that. Lulu S. Will there ever be another Con Man season?
Oh boy, Con Man, something that Alan and I put together, crowdfunded it. Yeah, we did. That was Alan actually. Alan and
Was that a lot of work?
PJ. It was for them. It was
Yeah.
for them. I had a kind of a backseat kind of role. I was kind of an idea man. How about we do it like this? Sounds good? Okay, great. Talk to you later. I got to go back to work on
Right. So you didn't have time to do all the
They
shit.
really did the lion's share.
But would you do another season if they came back and said, "Hey, we got another season"?
Sure, that'd be fun. Yeah, sure.
You would.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Look at
Listen,
you.
Going to work and working with your buddies and doing fun stuff with your friends. That's how I imagined this industry. That's what I kind of
That's the best.
dreamed
That's the best.
that it would be like. We'd all be buddies and having fun and doing
That's
this
what
stuff.
I always
Yeah.
wish for. I always want to bring my friends into it.
I just heard a story. An actor was talking to me saying, I asked to be let go from a show. I thought, what? And it was just because it was toxic. It was a terrible place to be. They'd rather be unemployed
Yeah.
than working fruitfully. What
That's
is that?
sad.
That's incredibly sad.
Incredibly sad.
Where would you rather be?
Yeah, if it's that toxic, you know, and you're going to work every day I mean, imagine people who go to a 9 to 5 every day and it's toxic. It's like, you know, and they don't.
Yeah, it's not just the entertainment industry.
Yeah,
it's any
it's
job.
just a brutal thing to have to deal with. You know, you want to go to work and at least be surrounded by people who don't want to be there as well. You know, or as you know, I don't know, get along. Mary B, which sitcom world, past or present, would you like to live in? Interesting.
Sitcom world, past.
Would it be Seinfeld? Would you like to live in that world?
It was so angst driven in Seinfeld. I think I would like to live in the Friends New York.
Friends, New York.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
I was thinking Friends as well.
Hmm.
I would like to live in Pawnee, Indiana, with Parks and Rec.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the small town of it would drive.
But I mean, but everyone's good to each other and everyone's nice and like you feel like good things can happen to people.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
is that considered a sitcom?
I think it was a sitcom. Yeah. I'm on an island with 2 hot women and a couple of cool dudes.
You know,
and an old couple.
Used to run home at 3:30 as fast as my little legs could carry me through the Canadian winters to get home by 4, which is when Gilligan's Island would come on because I wanted to see a tropical location.
Can you sing the song, or at least do you know the words to the song?
Yes.
All of them.
Yes.
Can you name the characters?
Yes.
Let's see if we can do it together. The skipper.
It was a mighty sailing man, the skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers that sailed that day for a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour.
The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless,
our minnow would be lost.
Minnow would be lost. Sitting on this final island with Gilligan,
The skipper too,
the billionaire,
and his wife,
the movie star,
the professor, and
Mary Ann, here on Gilligan's Island. Yeah. Do you know for the first time in the beginning when that show's on, they say the professor and all the rest. You've only got
you got the
one
left.
More. The professor and all the rest.
Yeah, that was a big screw you to
what
Mary Ann
was forgotten, and they put her in there, and it rhymed even. Leanne, there have been rumors about we talked about this. Been rumors about a Firefly reboot floating around the internet. Have you heard about these rumors?
I've heard about the rumors. Yes, they are rumors.
This is a really nice thing to say, Nathan. This is from Steph A. Steph A, mate.
Oh.
Or Steph A, Vancouver.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh,
bad. Not good. Just wanted to say you are a huge inspiration to me.
Oh.
I started writing movies reviews and articles with the pseudonym Nathan Jasper in honor of you, who got me interested in writing after Castle. I don't have a question for you, but I did just want to say thank you.
Wow.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, that's really nice. You know, that's when I got started acting, I found it really thrilling to be up on stage, and everything was very immediate. If you did something great, you knew it right away. And at the end, everybody would clap, and you knew how they felt.
Instant gratification.
But when you are doing TV and film, there's nobody there. There's no clapping.
No clapping.
So you don't get that part of it anymore. There's different challenges, and I find them fun and fulfilling. But the applause I get now are those well-worded gratitudes, those thank yous,
they mean a lot.
Yeah, they really do. My favorites are, you inspired me to do something, or another favorite is I watch it with my daughter. I watched it with my mom. It was the one time we could always count on this, or I was able to connect, and just the times where it brings families and people together.
How often do you get stopped on the streets?
Well, I'm never in the streets anymore, first of all.
You're not.
I went to a party not too long ago, one of my first parties back, and met some nice people. They were very kind. And then later on in the evenings, one of them came back and sat down with me and just said, listen, I didn't want to say anything in the beginning, and then told me, it was like, it's really hard to connect with a teenage daughter. It can be tough. There's they're looking at their old man in a certain way. But the one thing we could always do is we could get together with Castle. I could always count on that would be the time that we could spend together and talk about stuff, and he would raise issues, and we could have neat conversations. But he said it was meaningful to him, and that's awesome. It made me feel great.
Yeah,
He said she went off to college, and now she came back and she said, We have a new series to watch now. And he introduced her. She introduced him to Firefly.
Oh, I love
That's
it.
nice stuff. I love hearing
I
that.
love that.
Yeah.
I saw Serenity, but I haven't seen Firefly.
Well, I think you're in for a treat. It's a lot of people you'll already know.
Tudyk,
Sure.
Morena,
Yes.
Baccarin,
Yes.
Jules
Jewel State,
State.
who's amazing.
Is
We're all still buddies still.
that true?
Yeah. Yes. There's a Firefly.
How often do you get a text in a year from these people? Maybe once or twice?
Oh, no. There's a text thread, and we were all just on it 2 days ago laughing about something.
Really?
Yes.
Who is your favorite? Can you name a favorite? Who was it that you just hit it off with? And except for Alan, because obviously the 20-year relationship.
Boy, I really miss Ron. He and Jewel really connected in an incredible way. It was wonderful to watch that. All the ladies on that show were incredibly talented and adept. I think by that point, Jewel had been on TV more than the rest of us put together.
Wow.
She was just so good at her job. She's just been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
And just, Adam Baldwin, legendary.
Adam
Some
Baldwin.
legendary roles, that guy.
He's fun to be around. He's a fun guy. He's got good energy.
Has the energy of a child, but the professionalism of an adult.
He does.
And
Calls you out on shit, just
yeah. Gina has this very regal calm about her. And then these amazing little side. She's so good. Everybody is just damn good and kind. It was such a great time.
Yeah.
Such a great time.
Yeah.
That was the one that pulled me out of the mud. That was the one where nobody would look at me to play a lead role. Nobody in this town. I couldn't get hired anything less than.
That's all I see you as now, as leading guy. I don't see you as a character guy. I mean, that's funny because I kind of do see you still as a character guy too. Because you see Suicide Squad and things like that.
I was always the other guy or the boyfriend of the friend. Or
I've rarely been lead guy. Rarely, almost never. I've always been either bald guy or...
You were the villain.
I was the villain of the story.
Were you not?
I was.
That's a big deal.
No, it was a good deal. I'm grateful, very grateful. This is it. What's next? Are you just kind of taking your time, doing the Rookie, doing your show? Is there anything else that is kind of brewing in the background? Things that you might partake in?
I'm trying to build that machine that makes money without going out and acting for it. I want to try to produce some things. So we got a couple of things on the burner to try to get going to build, from the ground up, some animation stuff, some drama stuff for a streaming service.
How do you feel about the NFT shit?
I wish I understood that stuff.
It's so hard. I've had people talk to me about it, and I'm like, oh.
I read articles.
Still don't get it.
I read articles
Still don't get it.
I get it. I get what's happening. Yeah. I don't get why someone would buy it. And
that's the key.
Yeah.
You're going to have this, but you can't put it in your house. It's just on your phone, or it's just not tangible. But if everybody has it, there's only one of a kind. I'm like, look, I have this. It's like you walking into my house going, where are all your movie posters? They're on my phone. But there's something cool about it, and there's different things that people are. Is it going to be a thing? Is it going to take off? Is it taking off?
People are making money on it, so it's got attention. The more attention it gets and the more people make money off it, the more people want to get involved.
Yeah.
It kind of starts to feed itself. Isn't that how Bitcoin was happening?
Yes, and I can understand it's sort of like if you want to raise money for a movie and they have cool things that they can get by, investing in a movie. You could become, you get the script before it comes out. You get, certain things maybe that you're a part of this filmmaking process. Like I was thinking maybe something like that, but I don't know. It's hard to fathom. It's still hard to grasp. But hey, good for people.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been a treat.
Are we done?
I think so.
I'm out of here.
This has been a really great time.
Thanks for having me.
I just like chatting with you.
Listen, your voice is my ASMR.
Really? You're asleep. You're asleep right now. Thank you for allowing me to be inside of you once again. This has been a damn treat. Let's go out and see the electric truck.
Why do you got to lock eyes with me when you say it like that?
Because I really like you.
Let's go take a look at your Rivian.
Let's do it. Good interview. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going on. He has this scooter. It's like a 2-person scooter that I can't explain it. I don't know what it's called. It's this weird fucking super scooter that's almost like a motorcycle and a car in one.
Yeah.
And we rode on it around my neighborhood after the interview, and I had a great time. And he always is, he loves his gadgets. He loves his toys, just like I do.
But yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was fun. Thank you. And again, if you enjoyed Nathan's Fillion, that should be a movie. Now it's time for Nathan's Fillion. Nathan's Follies. Anyway, whatever.
I'm not firing on all cylinders right now.
I'm not either. Excuse me if I'm not full of fun here. But thank you for listening today. Thank you for supporting the podcast. If you want to join Patreon to support the podcast in other ways, it really helps. Patreon.com/inside of you. Thank you, Cumulus. Thank you, Westwood One. I think they're one. I just call them, I say both their names. Thank you, Bryce, my producer. Thanks, Ryan, my engineer. Thanks, Jason, my editor. Love you guys. Couldn't do it without you. And we're going to keep these episodes coming. I'm going to keep bugging guests to be on my show. That's what I do. I call them. I email them. I email friends of mine like Seth Green. Seth, how can we get Will Wheaton? I'll email him for you. And then finally, I hope we get Will Wheaton. So that's how I do it. I bug my friends until I have no friends anymore. And I do it all for you. I do it all for you.
You vultures.
Yeah. Patreon.com/inside of you. Go to the Inside of You online store to get cool merch, tons of cool new merch. Go to the sunspin.com to get Zooms and other band stuff. The new album is coming out in the next couple months. I hope you purchase it and I hope you listen to it. It'll be available on all streaming services. That's really all I have to say. If you want to listen to anything else, you could follow us at the Inside of You podcast on the Instagram and Facebook, and at Inside You Pod on the Twitter. Let's go to the what?
I was agreeing.
You were agreeing. Good.
I agree.
Well, right now we're going to do the. These are the top tiers. This is part of the package. If you join Patreon and you're a top tier patron, you get your name shouted out on the podcast. How cool is that, Ryan?
That's awesome.
It's
Michael.
incredible. Here we go. Nancy D, Leah S, Sarah V, Little Lisa, Yukiko, Jill E, Brian H, Nico P, Robert B, Jason W, Raj C, Joshua D, CJP, Jennifer N, Stacy L, Jamal F, Janelle B, Kimberly
E.
Correct. Mike E, Eldon Supremo, 99 more, Santiago M, Chad W, Leanne P, Janine R, Maya P, Maddie S, Belinda N, Chris H, Dave H, Sheila G, Brad D, Ray H, Tabitha T, Tom
N.
Correct. Liliana A, Talia M, Betsy
D.
Correct. Chad L, Rochelle, Marion, Meg K, Dan N, Big Stevie
W.
Angel M, Rhiannon C, Corey K, Super Sam, Dev Nexon, Michelle A, Jeremy C, Andy T, Cody R, Gavinator, David C, John B, Brandy D, Yavor, Camille S, The C, Joey M, Willie F, David H, Design OTG, Eugene and Leah, Chris P, Nikki G, Corey, Nicole, Heather L, Jake B, James B. Getting to the nitty gritty here. Bob at Megan T, Mel S, Orlando C, John B, Caroline R, Rob E, Paul C, Christine S, Sarah S, Eric H, Spring, Jennifer R, Shane R, Emma R, Mark M, Jeremy V, Andrew has spoken, Andrew M, Robert G, Zatucci 77, Zatoichi, and Andreas. And couldn't do it without you guys. I really appreciate you. And don't forget, Talkville is coming out July 13th. The new Smallville Rewatch podcast with me and Tom Welling as a host. Ryan Tejas will be on it.
I will also be there.
He'll be watching episodes and talking about them freely with us. It's nice because Ryan has never seen episodes. And so when he sees them for the first time, he really tells us how he feels. And I also tell you how I feel because a lot of episodes I didn't see, nor do I remember. But when I watch them, all the memories come back. They flood. I'm flooded with these memories.
There's so many memories.
So many memories. Memories. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. I love you. From Michael Rosenbaum here in the Hollywood Hills of California.
And Ryan Tez, who's also here in the Hollywood Hills of California.
He is. That's correct. Little wave to the camera. Remember, be good to yourselves, guys. You are all you have, really. We are all we have. Does that make sense?
Yeah, man.
I mean, if you don't take care of yourself, I mean,
You can't take care of other people.
you can't. If you take care of other people and you're not taking care of yourself, you're in for bruising. That's what I've learned. You're in for hell. You know, not giving yourself time, not giving yourself love.
Yeah.
I've been there, guys, and I'm telling you, it ain't sweet. It ain't a good road to go down. All right, it's enough bullshit. I'll talk to you later. Although, I'm serious. Be good to yourselves. See ya.
Join Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum every week as they rewind every episode of Smallville and discuss their experiences with friends, fans, and co-stars. Talkville, the ultimate Smallville podcast.